and gentlemen, welcome back to Sparring Sessions. I'm your host, Connor Turnus. Hit that like and subscribe button, because today I have a NFL draft wish list for the Las Vegas Raiders. 4 players, one of which I think will be available to us at pick 17. They all have top 10 talent, but you know how the NFL draft goes. Sometimes talented players fall, and we need to be in position to pull the trigger on one of these guys. First of all, we have Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, cornerback. He has incredible athleticism, fluidity, and physicality. Look at him drive on this football. No separation. These 2 clips really showcase what Farley can do. I mean, the 40 time kind of speaks for itself. His size speaks for itself. He's very big. He's 6'2". He runs a 4.3. But look at how little separation those receivers can gain on him because of how fluid he is with his hips. Look at the acceleration that he displays as he drives to the football. I just don't think you can find guys like that very often. So if he's there at 17, then we have to take him. Now, why might he fall that far? I mean, Chris Sims compared him to Jalen Ramsey just because of his size, athleticism, and the fluidity of his hips. Well, he didn't play last year. He didn't play at all last year, and he just had back surgery. So there's a real chance that he'll be available for us. So I would compare us taking him to the Titans taking Simmons, the defensive tackle, a couple years back, who should have been a top 5 pick, but got hurt late in the season. So I think, midway through the first round, that's when you take a chance on a top 5 pick who falls down this far. In terms of pick value, Jeffrey Simmons is really what we'd be getting, basically, in terms of just, that stud, top 5 talent midway through the first round. Now, that would be the value comparison. But in terms of talent comparison, I'd compare Farley to C.J. Henderson from last year's draft. Last year, Henderson was the most fluid athlete, the best athlete at the cornerback position coming out. And people saw him as maybe, a fringe top 10 type of talent. But he had a big weakness, his size and physicality, both at the line of scrimmage, throughout the route stem, and then at the catch point. Henderson, he's able to stick with you, but he's not able to affect your route or attack at the catch point the way that other guys can, the way that Farley can. Farley is bigger, more physical, and stronger. So I think he's a better prospect than Henderson, and a lot of guys were high on Henderson last year. I was too. Farley's just a monster, man. He's a monster. If you're a Raider fan, you got to be asking, well, what about Damon Arnett? What about Trayvon Mullen? And it's true, we've invested, premium draft capital at those spots at corner, but you need at least 3 good corners in the NFL, right? Against the Chiefs, you need 3 good corners. So yeah, I would spend another premium pick to help fortify our secondary. We got to cover the Chiefs twice a year, and the Chargers are talented as well. And Arnett, he seems feisty enough and quick enough that he could maybe play slot for us. So it's possible that we could get those 3 men on the field together. And maybe this is the make it or break it year for Trayvon. If he doesn't take a step forward, maybe Farley beats him out of the job. Maybe we trade Trayvon Mullen. We'll see. But I think you don't pass on a guy that's this talented if he's available, even if it's not a need. You take the best player available. You take premium talent, and that's how you build your football team. Not that I drafted someone in the 2nd round a few years back. That's how you build a bad roster. Thinking that you already have a position covered when that player hasn't played at a high level yet. Mullen has not played at a high enough level to justify us passing on a player as good as Farley. And our second player from Virginia Tech, we have Christiandarasaw. He's a big man, he's long, he's athletic, and he is powerful. Look at that punch. My God. Bam! And here he is just mirroring a little bit. He stuffs his man. But he is very special in the run game. Look at him get to the 2nd level. Boom! Just bury that linebacker. Christiandarasaw for us would be a right tackle. And some people think that right tackle is less valuable than left tackle. But really, you need bookend tackles. Like the Philadelphia Eagles, when they were one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, they had Jason Peters on one side and Lane Johnson on the other. We have Colton Miller, who's really kind of the opposite of Darasaw, coming out at least. Like he had great footwork and then no punch at all. Whereas Darasaw, he needs to work on his footwork and pass protection, but his punch is savage. If he gets his hands on you, he's gonna stuff you. And then in the run, like we want to pound the rock, Darasaw is gonna be a handful against any NFL defensive end in the running game. And I mean we're paying a lot of money to our running backs right now. We have Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. Let's get a guy who can open up some holes for him. He's a good replacement for Trent Brown, and unlike Brown, he'll actually play. So if Darasaw's there, I would love to add him to our offensive line. And we do have a need at right tackle right now. So that concludes part 1 of this NFL draft wish list for my Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you for tuning in. I'll have part 2 posted shortly, and it'll feature another school, 2 players from one other school. Funny how that works, that these birds of a feather flock together. And I'll give you a hint, roll tide, baby. But yeah, tune in. I'll definitely link that video. It'll be in the description as well. Hit that like and subscribe button, and just go win, baby.